Hello, welcome back to the Games Kingdom. My name's Carl King and today we're going to be looking at 3 more kits from WARGAMES Atlantic. They've sent me these to do a review, so I've built up some of the models out of each of these plastic kits and painted and based some of them as well, as you can see here. I'll also bring some more aliens in from off camera later in the video. But we've got 3 of their kits here. We've got their Classic Fantasy Werewolves. So you get 20 in the box. And they come like so. And they are obviously 28mm scale. And you can obviously build these up. There's different heads and arms and bits and pieces that you can put on. So you can put them on in any sort of form that suits yourself. We've also got from their Iron Core range the Eisenkern Panzerjager. So this is a female unit of sort of sci-fi troops. What I've done, I've painted them up as like female space police. So they'll also work as that, as well as a unit or 2 of sort of sci-fi troopers. But as you can see again here, there's a nice sort of range of models here, and again you get 20 of those in the box. And then lastly is a box of their Deathfield's Harvester alien bugs. Now you get enough parts in this box to make 30. You have obviously got some of the smaller ones there that you see, so that will obviously come as part of the 30, but you do get a lot of the larger ones, and you obviously can make them up again as you see fit. They've got sort of separate heads and legs options, and as you'll see, I've put them into different poses. I've got some of them crawling over sort of pieces of stone on the sort of alien world that they would live on. So as you can see here, they're called the Scourge of the Galaxy. So you can use these in all sorts of different games of sort of sci-fi, and you can use them in role-playing games as well. So if you've got sort of the Alien RPG or anything else like that, 5 parsecs from home, you could use these as your sort of alien creatures that you're doing battle against. But what we'll do, we'll sort of show you some of the models up close and let you have a look. So as I say, I've painted up these. So I've done the werewolves in 4 different sets of 5 different colours, so that if you want to play a game where people maybe a public participation table, for example, which is something that I'm considering for these sorts of things, you can use them as different squads of werewolves, and you can have people taking control of the different colours. So that's why I've done this particular sort of thing with some of the colour ranges, as you can see here. So you've got some of them where they're sort of howling at the moon, obviously, and then you've got some where they'll be sort of reaching out to try and grab somebody when they're attacking, and again coming after people there. So again, you know, all these different colours, and I've, as I say, done 4 squads of 5. So you get nice poses with these as well, and the faces are quite sort of well detailed, and for the price of the kits, they're very nice models, and I'm sure they'll fit in with a lot of these sorts of games. But you could use these as squads of models in games of, say, Kings of War or any other sort of fantasy battle games, mass battle games or skirmish games that you might play. So these would be excellent for things like Kings of War that you could use in certain armies, because within those sort of some of these rule sets, obviously you've got a bit of sort of license to say what your units are, and you could easily buy a box or 2 of these, and you've got sort of 2, 3, 4 squads of things going across the battlefield. So yeah, again, you know, very nice kits, very easy to put together. The bodies and things were all one, put the arms on, put the heads on, put the tails on, paint, and you're done. So yeah, they were very easy to paint up. Just sort of sprayed them, did some colour, some contrast and some army painter, sort of split between the two, did some washes on them, gave them a spray of varnish, which is what I've done for all of the models, to be honest, not just the werewolves. And yeah, they've come out really nice. And again, for the cost of the kits, you can't really beat Wargames Atlantic for value, alongside, you know, others of a similar ilk. You know, the Wargames Atlantic kits, you get a lot of models for your money. So whether you're buying them in dollars or pounds or euros, you know, these kits are excellent value. So well worth checking out, not just these but all of the ranges that they do. So you can check out obviously their Wargames Atlantic website for all of the kits, and just see whether anything sort of takes your fancy. They also do some other fantasy kits, obviously some other sci-fi kits, and also some historical stuff as well. So what else have we got? So let's move on. Let's have a look at some of the female troopers. So again, you can get to put your own sort of take on these. As I say, I've done them as sort of female space police, and I've used some old transfers that I've had from other well-known kits of sci-fi origin and used those on their shoulder pads. So I've done numbers from squad numbers from 1 to 10, and as I say, these are again nice little kits to put together, go together reasonably well. Didn't really take a lot of sort of cleaning up and flashing once they took off the sprue. So yeah, they all went together in pretty much no time at all. And yeah, I'm really pleased at how they came out. And as I say, I've painted them up in your usual sort of police blue type thing for these. And as I say, you can use these as either, I can use these as either space police or as a squad or two of generic sort of female sci-fi operatives. So yeah, I mean, they're again, you know, excellent value for money. You've got similar sort of range for these. I think there's a sort of all male version as well, but these the female ones look really nice, and made a nice change for me to paint up a different sort of squad of people for things like, as I say, you can use these in sort of generic, again, for role playing or skirmish battles, Stargrave, all those sorts of things. These will come in handy. Again, 5 parsecs from home, and again, you can use these for anything and everything that you see fit in your sort of sci-fi fantasy battles. So moving quickly and lastly on to the alien bugs, I think these are really nice. And again, for the cost, I don't think you can beat buying these kits and getting, as I say, 30 of these bugs in a box. And they are really nice. So you've got, you know, when you've got these guys up against them, you know, they are quite well proportioned and well in with the sort of scaling. And, you know, so you can sort of mount them how you wish. The legs will go on and glue on in different sort of areas and sort of poses. So we've got these bigger bugs, and then we've also got some of these little tiny bugs as well, crawling around on your surface of your worlds that you will play your games on. As I've just generically sort of done these all with a sort of sand base, and at some point I'll probably do a bit of dry brushing over that, but that was just to sort of get them sort of video ready really, and sort of do a little bit of basing so you didn't have a bare base there to look at. And as I said earlier, I've done some of them where they're crawling over rocks on the planet's surface, and that was also to help sort of elevate them a little bit more than just sort of having them standing on the base itself. So it just made them a bit more sort of height on the model. So as I showed you earlier, we've got that figure. This one's just a little bit sort of more higher off the ground, as if they're sort of crawling over the terrain on the surface of different planets. And yeah, we've got a few more here which we'll just bring in. So as I say, I've done quite a few of these, so you can see that you do get a lot of these in the box, and I've still got more that I can put together. So but I just sort of stopped at these particular numbers so that I could get this video done and dusted. But as you can see here, I've made up quite a few already from what we had on offer in the box, and you can see there that there's several different poses where they're sort of trying to attack, or they're running and crawling over things. So yeah, they've come out really nice, to be honest, and I've enjoyed painting and building these. I've done these as a sort of very sort of like bone like colour scheme, whereas I've got some other sort of generic alien type aliens where I've done them in that sort of dark blue, and I wanted to do something and sort of make these a bit different to the usual colours that I would paint up. And because I've also painted these guys in blue, I wanted something to sort of contrast on the table if they get to sort of battle it out against each other. So yeah, there you have it, 3 more kits from WARGAMES Atlantic. You've got your harvesters, you've got your Panzerjager, and you've got your Classic Fantasy Werewolves. So all in all, another 3 excellent kits from the guys over at WARGAMES Atlantic, and as I say, thank you very much to them for supplying these for me to put together and sort of paint up, build up and do this little review. I thoroughly enjoyed doing these, and yeah, if you want to check these out on their website, there's these and plenty more in their ranges, and plenty more to come. They have a list of sort of ranges and kits that they're going to be putting out and possibly sort of bringing out in the future. You also get, if you sign up to their newsletter, I believe you also get a chance to vote on potentially kits that might be wanted in the future, and they'll put polls up, and once they get some suggestions, and then they will sort of pick and choose from there the ones that sort of pique their interest and that they can sort of think that they, you know, will be sort of a nice sort of addition to any of their ranges. And they're also looking, I believe, at some of these ranges, they're looking at doing their own wargaming rules as well. So as I say, if you sign up to their newsletter on their website, you'll get all of the latest information from them, and you'll also be able to see when their new releases are coming out. So as for me, all of these kits are going to get the Games Kingdom Royal Seal of Approval, because I do believe that they are excellent value for money, and as I say, they went together really easily, no fiddly bits at all, and yeah, nice and easy to put together. You could even sort of sit and paint and build these up with sort of younger people, new gamers and things, and this sort of kits will be an ideal sort of entry point for some younger gamers. And also because they're so easy to paint up, again, it'll get them sort of into the hobby and painting as well. If you want to check out any of my other videos, including when I did a previous 3 kits for a review for WARGAMES Atlantic, then check it out at YouTube at the Games Kingdom 811. And if you do like what you see here, please think of subscribing to the channel, as well as clicking a like for this and any of the other videos that you do watch. And from time to time I will be giving away games and bits and pieces from my own collection, so keep an eye out on that. I've done 2 giveaways so far. The next one's not too far off. But yes, please check out my other content over on YouTube, and until we do another one of these, it's bye for now.